I think you got some Neuralink news.
Shoo. So Neuralink, their first patient that they implanted the Neuralink in successfully, a human patient, can now control a computer mouse and maybe some other functions with his mind.
Yeah, it was saying that this dude who was a quadriplegic,
He lost the ability to use his limbs about 9 years ago.
He's
in
playing
a diving accident.
Civilization 6 on the
Dang,
laptop
he's probably
from
better
his
than
head.
me too.
And it's just all by thought. It's all by thought.
Telepathy.
It's basically telepathy.
So do you think like telepathy could exist if you like, because you're just kind of, it's electrical signals. Basically.
It's electrical signals, and he's literally just thinking it, and it's able to, you know, whatever I/O and interfacing the Neuralink has, able to make it work.
It says also, I guess Elon Musk announced this week that they have cured blindness in some monkeys with Neuralink. It says it's like already working. Supposedly the resolution's low at first, like early Nintendo graphics, but then they...
Is that really curing it then?
Are we talking Game Boy or NES? Because
Virtual Boy.
That's NES.
Virtual
Blocky,
Boy.
just super 16.
Everything's just
16
Minecraft.
bits.
so wait,
or
were they
Roblox.
already blind or did they blind them? And then
I was curious, but it doesn't say.
And
So
how many monkeys have died so far?
thousands.
They're all gouging their
Millions.
eyes out. Why can't you see?
We put robot eyes in you. They should have worked by now.
No, but Neuralink obviously conceptually is dope, but it's just going to be bad in about 10 years.
There's this thing that I've noticed. Anytime people talk about technology, like I've talked to recently and this week, I talk a lot about AI and certain things. Everyone has said, "Oh yeah, in about 10 years." I'm like, why is 10 years the date?
Well, because we're just
like 10
we're too
years. I don't
fresh
know.
right now. Like, think about like what was a big technological advance when we were young? The internet, right? And that really didn't
What was the jump? How long was it from dial up to like broadband? Like about 10 years.
Yeah, but then everything is exponential, so you got multiple.
Yeah, no, that's what I
Right.
was saying. Like
It is,
Yeah.
but
technology is exponential
it's
growth.
exponential.
Honestly, it was faster than that because
It was about 10 years though. I'm going from
Widespread, you mean?
Exactly, and then this is to like DSL.
honestly, I though like when did you have internet in your house?
I don't know. I think it was
third
maybe
grade?
it could have been because it was like when was like AOL?
Probably like sometime in elementary
Elementary?
school. But we only had the one computer in the parents' bedroom that had the internet.
I would say it only took 5 years so you knew somebody with DSL.
I would say everybody basically had DSL like my freshman year of high school.
Yeah, dude, that's only like 5 or 6 years.
But that's just DSL. That's just faster internet. It's not like, and it's not substantially
But that
faster.
no, but then that's a jump. That's a lot. Like
It's a jump, you're right.
use
I think
your
it was like
phone.
256.
Not that people have phone
You're right. You're
landlines
right.
anymore, but
You're right.
and then because like think of how much porn you could download back then, which was like, and you saved them on floppies.
Yeah.
if you did.
Bruh.
Versus now,
All the
it's like
floppies.
Bruh.
Or first burning. I mean, if you think about it, we saw the introduction of CDs and basically the decimation of CDs. Like
Yeah, we saw
in school.
But
we
our
saw-
parents saw that for cassettes.
Except, yeah, okay, cassettes. Because
Cassettes.
records now.
That's what I said. Cassettes.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause
Although cassettes are a
VHS
thing.
I know it's a nostalgic thing, but it's not
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we
You
saw
can't
like
buy a car with a cassette deck in it.
because what was a floppy held 1.1? How many megs?
Like 35 or 3.5
I think,
megabytes.
I think it was 35. I think you're right.
Because
Yeah.
then it went from floppies that got phased out, then to CD-ROMs. CD-ROMs got
Yeah.
phased out to DVDs.
DVDs.
Now, now it's USB drives.
And then it
it's
was the
flash drives,
first
so it's
flash
not-
drives. It was like like a gig, maybe.
It's like $500.
Yeah.
Well, like you
Seriously.
remember Omega drives,
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
the big disc?
The
yeah,
big
yeah,
ones like
yeah.
that.
Well, remember they
Uh-huh.
had the disc that was the size of a record.
laser discs.
Laser disc. Yes. We had a laser disc player at Stork. They had to wheel that thing in on a cart.
That
Oh,
shit
yeah.
was so funny.
It's like you guys only got 1 or 2 discs,
But they were
We know what we're gonna
interactive.
watch.
Something kind
Somehow
of.
they were interactive
They
because
were like
there was a
really
menu and stuff.
Yeah,
so
it was
it
like-
was kind of the first DVD.
But they held way less information than DVD.
It's a big old. It was a CD record.
Yeah.
I was like,
They're like, let's just make records, but CDs.
but CDs.
Well, I mean, yeah, they probably had to be that big because they're like, we don't like. How do you get all that?
I was like, okay, so 5 years, AI will be like fully integrated in basically everything we're doing.
Yeah.
Kind of ridiculous.
Well, Apple right
Well, but
it's on
now.
the
like-
back end.
It's on. That's what I mean. I mean, like front end, like everything is just like
Apple wants to. They've reached out to Google to work with them to bring AI into the iPhone, like Google's AI platform into the iPhone.
Well, they just had a huge lawsuit put against them, first of its kind.
Which one?
The class action for saying that they have a monopoly over smartphones.
Oh yeah, I saw that, but I don't understand how you would say that. I don't. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, how are you gonna say they have a monopoly on smartphones?
They're saying because basically they're saying, I think from what I was reading, that like Apple is hindering the ability of its own software and monopolizing the company.
No,
basically.
it's not the iPhones. It's the App Store.
Oh,
Because they promote Apple services, and then they're like they charge so much. So it's really hard for the Apple promotion can make or break an app.
Got it.
Or game or whatever.
That's true. So the company that I do all my meditations through, Insight Timer, they do live. You can go live, and then on the live videos that you like, if you're doing yoga or meditation or whatever, people can tip you, and that money's always been directly to the person. Nothing's been cut out. And, Insight Timer doesn't take any money. You keep all of your tips. But now Apple wants 30% of that because technically it's a payment, a transaction in there. Yeah. And I will say, like, those kind of things, I mean, that's kind of fucked up. Like y'all don't need the money, but they don't have a choice. Either you give Apple the money or you can't have your app on the App Store.
That's where I'm saying it's kind of not fucked up.
I get it. It's like a business thing. It's their right and their choice kind of thing. Yeah. Except I guess
that's the music business. It's kind of like if you go to a bank and take a loan out. We didn't come to you and offer you this loan. You came to us wanting the loan.
Couldn't it
gave you the loan.
It could be fucked up and also like true, right?
Not mutually
I mean, because it kind of still is fucked up.
I don't know if I consider it fucked up though when you know what's going on.
But how can somebody small ever get big then? Like how can
it's hard? It's not the way we've set up our society. It's not conducive.
So like, I mean, basically, like you're out, like you're shit out of luck. It's either like you follow our rules or you can't.
And that's
or why go live on the farm.
Why music business and industry and labels.
And
that's why they've been and will stay where they are.
Similar to like apps, I suppose.
So we got 5 years. So in 10 years, that's 5 years after Neuralink's been out there. Then will you get one?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
it's been out for a while.
Because it's going to be old school.
They're like on version 6.
Fact, it'll be normal. But to me, like the music industry is like trying to buy a home without a bank. So the industry
I get you.
Is
Yeah.
the bank. So when you want to go buy a house, you can't just go, I want to go buy this house. I have $700,000. I go to a bank.
Yeah.
That's going to give me a loan on terms that we agree to so that I can go buy this house.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a label is.
Yeah. Is that also because of the land, though? Isn't that also
they own the land?
The land, like that's the thing. Yeah. Like if can this is gonna be a dumb question, but can anybody ever own the land?
What land?
Anybody's land. Like, can you ever own your land, or doesn't it always go back to the bank?
Which would be
or the government. Like, there's no way.
I mean, you can technically own it for a certain amount of time, but once you die or if you don't handle your business right, it can go back to the government.
But like, I mean, even if you like, there's never a point though where you actually would own the land, and it would forever be.
Well, technically, when you buy a house, you buy the land. That's the valuable piece of property when you're buying a house. It's only the land.
Yeah,
you own it. That's where you're getting all your equity from. It's not necessarily the actual building.
No, I know it's not the building.
It's the land.
But it can always be taken away from you
if you don't pay.
But even if you do,
taxes and stuff. It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
like even when a property is fully paid for,
you
still
owe money on it. Yeah.
Which is like you're just like even though everything, it's like
because I own
paying
it.
money.
Should I be paying myself on this?
Yeah. But that's where America goes with the double taxation, triple
you
taxation.
Have to pay for,
Because if you buy something, technically you only should pay tax on it one time.
We used to the statement was taxation with that representation.
Yeah.
So I guess the U.S. government decided that we're represented, and that's why they can tax us.
Mm-hmm. And banks are crazy too, because banks aren't in the business of actually securing money; they're in the business of holding securities.
That makes sense
because everything's liquid within a bank.
Yeah.
which is like even debt is liquid.
That's why like a deposit thing from your bank isn't them saying that they owe you this money or whatever, saying like you have this money. It's like a voucher being like, we've secured debt that you've given us of $700, so we're securing that debt.
So it's
wild.
like it's actually better to hold like savings in like a mattress, because like there's no there like it only rises with inflation. It doesn't lose value. Like
You actually have it.
yeah, you can't lose it because of like how many banks you've seen fail and stuff. So.
Just watch out for fire.
Yeah, I just learned that one about banks. I was tripping. I had to like read. And I was like, dude, that is true. They are in the business of holding just securities.
Yeah.
I guess that's like because banks are overseen by the SEC, which
Exactly.
is like Securities and Exchange
That's
Commission.
all they're doing is securing securities.
Secure the securities.
That's such a crazy thing.
And if they lose your money, we'll
well.
bail
It's
them out
insured.
because
Yeah.
it's-
We'll print more.
The bank's money is insured, but not your money.
Yeah.
Their
'Cause it's a
securities.
security.
Yeah.
It's a security bond, basically.
That's good to know. You know.
It's
So
America.
wait, did you just? But you can buy security bonds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what a bank does.
But you can too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But that's only for baller shit, I'm guessing.
You got to have money.
Yeah. I don't think there's not like $1,000 security.
Probably not.
Can I don't put my
Probably
money
not.
here. I just want to get a bond.
And that's where like the businesses that like are businesses of owning or holding bonds and licenses for businesses that do like contracting, because if you're a contractor, you have to have a license of a bond so that holds your insurance for anything that you do on someone's work or property.
Because like
So you have to be
CDs
bonded
are
and
just
licenses.
certificate of deposits. You're basically
Yeah.
giving the bank capital
That they can
for them
use.
to invest
For
in
them
whatever
to
they
invest
Yeah.
in whatever they want.
Yeah, which is why it's always like that's always the reality that just because your account says couple 10,000s, whatever, doesn't mean you can go there and go get it.
Well, you speak to millionaires, they have to call in when they want big amounts of money.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
They can't just go to the bank and pull out $3 million.
They don't have it.
What's the
It's like, what do you mean? This
It's
doesn't
like
exist.
wait, like FTX. You know,
Yeah,
they went down. So anything that we had on their exchange, you're not getting that back, right?
correct.
It's gone.
You except for you'll never get that back. I think if anything, you'll get a fraction of what a lawsuit would be, and you get paid out through that. And that would be,
'Cause
and
I got-
depending on what you have, will also be a percentage. To whatever it was.
I got it.
Did you have a lot?
No,
You got a letter, though,
Mine's
for
not-
class
yeah, I did
action?
get a letter, but I was like, I don't have a significant amount on there, and it's like it would be minimal effort because it's class action, but it's like
Your check would
I don't
be
need
$5.
I don't need to recoup like $20 max or something like that. As long as Coinbase don't go down.
That's the one of the ones where I'm guessing, like, of course, that's what people said about all of them. So I don't know.
They're definitely, but they're
You would
definitely
feel that they.
they're
Enron
definitely
can't
more-
go down.
They're definitely more bearish than
Yeah.
than like Binance or FTX.
But didn't
was,
even like
going-
Robinhood have some problems?
Yeah. That was at the beginning, though. I think. But Binance did too. Yeah, Binance. I think the dude went to fucking jail. The guy who was the.
Well, the Terra coin guy, like,
Yeah.
who was like, it'll never go below $1.
I mean, it's terrible to say to myself, not really to anybody else, but when on the board, the story that's painted is like, wait, guys set up fake exchanges for fake money. Like, you're like, oh.
Well, because they're like saying we're going to replace the banking system, but instead of giving your money to an institution, you're giving it to a business, because those funds
Yeah.
aren't secured either. It's not. It's like it's the exact same thing, but we were like all hoodwinked.
Well, I mean,
into
the
thinking it was
idea,
something different.
the idea that all the money, because when you hear about decentralized, you think that it means the money that you have, and they're actually, that's like, if I don't know, if Polygon was decentralized, it means their coin, their information is decentralized. Does not mean that these exchanges are. It's like, no, they got your money, or they don't have your money.
Oh, they lost your money.
Bye bye.
Because it's like a lot of those hacks. It's like, oh, they lost 10 million in whatever currency.
I want to know how many people just lost money because they forgot their shit.
Well, there's
I
that
feel
one
like that's
guy
got to be real high up.
who has
there.
like I don't know, I can't remember his name, but he has like one more guess left on his like thing for his Bitcoin.
Oh no!
and it's worth like $20 million or something.
Oh no!
And he's like, I'm never gonna guess it because
Oh,
I think
no.
his password was in an article of clothing, and now it's like he paid people to look through that one desert in Chile or something where they dump all the clothes.
Oh
And there's people
shit!
combing through that, just like checking everything.
Did you hear about the he was the farmer in Colombia?
Oh
Who-
yeah,
yeah. You guys
that Pablo Escobar.
found all that Pablo
Oh, you
Escobar
found
money?
like 500